With that, I turn to the ranking member for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll just ask my written opening comments to be entered in the record. I'll just make a couple
Without objection.
comments. Now, I really approached this investigation, these hearings, from a somewhat different perspective. Coming from manufacturing myself, I realize it's really hard to achieve perfection, and yet that's what we all expect from Boeing. Anything less than that is fatal. There are really three main stakeholders in this saga. It's Boeing, its shareholders, its employees, the airlines, the traveling public. I guess I'm part of that group. And then, of course, you have the FAA, which is the government regulator that is, really tasked with the oversight over the whole process to keep the public safe. Obviously, airline travel is an amazingly safe endeavor. They're truly passenger miles traveled. There's no safer method. I certainly cling to that. I like the fact that I have a live pilot in the cockpit that's taking the same risk as I am, but we all take a risk as minimal as it might be. And of course, the FAA's job, I would say Boeing's job, I would say the airline's job is all to minimize that risk, to bring it down to essentially zero. And they all have a stake and they all want to do it. And we all want Boeing to succeed. So I guess where I do take issue with the chairman's comment where he said, pressure, sacrificing safety for profit. I don't think that's the case at all. Having an airplane fall out of the sky is probably the most devastating thing to profit of the airline industry, right? I think the pressure comes from all of us. The airlines want those aircraft. The public want those airlines to get those aircraft, so we have more flights available to us. So it's a generalized pressure, and I can imagine the pressure when you've had these instances, of the MAX aircraft going down. You've got to shut down production lines, the Dreamliner. I mean, that's created backlogs and enormous commercial pressure from all of us to get those production lines back up and running. Again, pressure on the FAA as well. So again, I just take a more sympathetic view of the challenge that everybody has. Now, Shelley wanted to hear from Boeing. I really wanted to hear from the airlines, because what I've been hoping that this investigation, these hearings provide is eventually, in the end, comfort and reassurance to the public that everything is being done to ensure their safety. And again, a lot is being done. I don't want people freaking out. I don't freak out when I step on an airplane, and I fly Southwest almost exclusively 737s. I hop on there. It could be a Series 700, 800 MAX. I note it, but I don't worry about it. I really don't, because I know the risk is so unbelievably minimal. But having said that, having obtained these documents, having had these hearings, I still have no idea how the MCAS system was approved. And really seems that and lack of training with that MCAS system was the cause of the two airliners. We couldn't really get straight answers on that. So again, I think today's hearing is entirely appropriate. I think FAA has an awful lot of questions to answer. Again, with a very difficult task, but what are you doing to push the airlines, or push the, Boeing, but also the airlines? Again, I reached out to airline CEOs. I wanted them to come testify. I realize their reluctance. I mean, unfortunately, so many of these hearings just end up trying to beat up on the private sector. I understand the challenge, but I wanted the airlines to come and defend themselves. I wanted them to provide comfort, saying, listen, if Boeing's not absolutely perfect, don't worry. We have pilots that inspect these planes. We have our maintenance schedules. We detect things. We keep the public safe. But again, they were afraid to come in here, and they weren't able to provide those assurances. I'm hoping you can provide the assurance. I hope at the end of today's hearing, we are confident, okay, the administrator's got this under control, a difficult process. Again, there's no such thing as a risk-free world, but I feel pretty confident that this is going to get under control, and the public can move forward with a great deal of confidence when they step on airplanes. Again, that's my goal here. I'm not here to beat up a company. I'm not here to beat up you. I'm just trying to get the stakeholders, the players in this, I'll call it a saga, to do their job, describe the job they're doing. If they're not doing a good enough job, describe how you're going to improve it, so that, again, we can all rest assured that the safety of our airline industry and what passengers experience is as good as it can be. With that, I'll turn it back over. Thank you.